This conference will now be recorded.
Jyoti Prakash. Good morning.
Hello, sir. Sir, good morning.
Today topic is basic elements of testing of hypothesis. How to test, how to use the t-test, how to use the chi-square test, how to use the Z test, what is the test procedure. We are doing the basic elements of testing of hypothesis. Jyoti Prakash వినబడుతోందా? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Start the session.
Investments.
Topic is basic elements of testing hypothesis. What is the inferential statistics? What is the conclusion? What we have to give the conclusion? That is called inferential statistics. That is called inference. The first point is estimation. This includes points and intervals, estimation of certain characteristics in the population. Subject is population. Estimation. This includes points and interval estimation. This includes points and interval estimation of certain characteristics in the population. That is called estimation. What we have to include the certain drugs or research elements, that is the estimated population. That is nothing but this is includes point and interval estimation of certain characteristic. What is the characteristic you have to test? That is the inferential statistics. First point, estimation. Second point is testing hypothesis. Testing hypothesis about population parameter based on the information contained in the sample. Testing hypothesis about population parameters based on the information contained in the sample. That is the second point, testing of hypothesis. Important statistical terms. What are the terms you have to use in testing of hypothesis? The first point is population. Second one is sample. Third one is parameter. The first point is population. Important statistical terms. The first point is population. A set which includes all measurements of interest to the sectors. A set which includes all measurements. What are the measurements you have to need in the population, like TB, like dengue, swine flu, like COVID? What is the set of which includes all measurements of interest to the researchers? That is called population. Sample. Any subset of the population, we have to take a one set of one part of the population, that is nothing but a sample. We have to take one sample in the population, that is called any set of the population. Third point is parameter of interest. Where you have to interest to research the work, the characteristic of interest to the researchers in the population is called a parameter. You got the point? The parameter of interest, the characteristic of interest to the researcher in the population is called a parameter. These are the three important points, statistical terms. One is population. Second one is sample. Third one is parameter of interest. These are the 3 points One is population, a set which includes all measurements of interest to researchers. Second point, sample any subset of the population. Parameter of interest, the characteristic of interest to the researcher in the population is called a parameter. The characteristic of interest to the researcher in the population is called a parameter. Next one is estimation of parameters. First point is point estimation. Second point is interval estimation. Interval estimation is nothing but confidence interval. What is the confidence intervals? We know that 99% one is the confidence interval. Another one confidence interval is 95% confidence interval. Bound on the error of estimation plus or minus. The width of a confidence interval is directly related to the bound on the error. These are the three estimation of the parameters. One is point estimation, second one is interval estimation, third one is bound on the error of estimation. The width of a confidence interval is directly related to the bound on the error. These are the four important points. Estimation of parameter. One is point estimation, second one is interval estimation, bound on the error of estimation. The width of a confidence interval is directly related to the bound on the error. Factors influencing the bound on the error of estimation. What are the factors influencing the bound on the error of estimation? One is narrow confidence intervals are preferred. As the sample size increase, the bound on the error of estimation decrease. What is the bound? That is factors including the bound on the error of estimation. The first point is narrow confidence intervals are as the sample size increases, the bound on the error of estimation decreases. As the confidence level increases, the bound on the error of estimation increases. Sample size is the desired level of error and confidence. What is the error? 99% confidence levels, 1% is error. 95% confidence intervals, 5% is the error. You need to plan a sample size to achieve the desired level of error. What is the desired level of error? 99% confidence intervals or 95% confidence intervals. See the third point, as the confidence levels increases, the bound on the error of estimation increases. As the sample size increases, the bound on the error of estimation decreases. Narrow confidence intervals are preferred. Jyoti Prakash, unnara?
Sir,
Testing of hypothesis about population parameters. RR mean equals to mu. See the first point, mean. Anywhere mu is the symbol, you have to see that is called nothing but mean of the population. Next one is standard deviation sigma. Difference between two population means. What is the difference between two population means? Next one is proportion P. P called proportion. Difference between two population proportions. Next one, what is the incidence occur? How many patients are affected from dengue? How many patients are affected in TB? That is called incidence. Testing of hypothesis about population parameters. The first point is mu, standard deviation sigma. Difference between two population means. proportion P, difference between two population proportions. Last point is what is the incidence. It is called the parameters of the testing of hypothesis about population. What is the prevalence? You know the prevalence. What is the disease prevalence in the population? What percentage of the disease prevalence in the population? That is nothing but P. Suppose the government report the prevalence of hypertension BP patients among adults in some Pakistan is at most 0.20, but you ask a researcher believe that such prevalence is greater than 0.20. Now we want to formulate test these hypotheses, null hypothesis H naught. Null hypothesis means you believe that H naught is less than or equal to. The alternative, the negative term, the alternative hypothesis H1 is P greater than 0.0. See, testing of hypothesis about population prevalence P. See, the population prevalence depends upon the what is the how much disease occurred in that population. You see the last back 2 years results, the hypertension, some Pakistan country is 0.20, but we as a researcher believe that such prevalence is greater than 0.20. Then you have to see that null hypothesis. We believe that P is less than or equal to 0.20. The alternative contribution is alternative hypothesis. Some conditions, the P is greater than 0.20. This is the testing of hypothesis about population prevalence P. See, a sample of n equals to 100 adults is selected in Pakistan. In this sample, 28 adults are intensive. Do the
లాకులు పిన్నులు కూడా ఇదే లాగేది ఉంది కదా దానికి కొద్ది మెరకు ఉంది లాగటానికి ఆ పిన్ను.
The sample of n equals to 100 adults is selected in Pakistan. In this sample, 28 adults are hypertensive. Do the data provide sufficient evidence that the government's figure is wrong, that is P greater than 0.20? Test at 5% level of confidence intervals. That is significance. That is sigma equals to 0.05. Question is estimate prevalence P equals to 0.28. Hypothesized prevalence is 0.20. Is a gap of considered statistically significant at 5% level? That is the question. Testing hypothesis about P. We need to calculate the test statistics. How many standard deviations have we deviated if the null hypothesis is P equals to 0.20 was true? See the jet formula, 0.28 minus 0.20. This is the basic difference between the two figures divided by square root of 0.20. 1 minus 0.20 divided by square root of 100. That equals to 2.0. Once you have to see the slide, what is the likelihood of about z equal 2.0 or more extreme if the government's figure was p minus value equals to z greater than 2.0, that equals to 0.5. How does this p value is compared with sigma equals to 0.05? If p value is less than sigma, then reject the null hypothesis H0 in favor of the alternative hypothesis H1. In this situation, we reject the government's claim in favor of the alternative hypothesis. In this situation, we reject the government's claim in favor of the alternative hypothesis. ఎవరా సౌండ్స్ ఎవరమ్మా మీరు
సార్ నేను మెసేజ్ చేస్తా సార్ అబ్బాయి.
What is the likelihood of about the of observing a z equals to 2.0 or more extreme if the government figure is correct or not? P value they can give p equals to z greater than 2.0, that equals 0.025. How does this p value as compared with sigma 0.05? If p value is less than sigma, then reject the null hypothesis H0 in favor of the alternative hypothesis H1. In this situation, we reject the government claim in favor of the alternative hypothesis. Elements of what are the elements we have to use for testing of hypothesis? First one is null hypothesis. Second one is alternative hypothesis. Third one is level of significance. Fourth one is test statistics. Fifth one is p value. Sixth one is conclusions. Last one is power of the test. Please go through this. What are the elements involved for testing hypothesis? The first point is null hypothesis. Second point is alternative hypothesis. Third one is level of significance. Fourth one is test statistics. Fifth one is p value. Sixth one is conclusion. The last one is power of the test. These are the elements of testing hypothesis. The first one is null hypothesis. Second one is alternative hypothesis. Third one is level of significance. Fourth one is test statistics. Fifth one is p value. The last one is conclusion. The elements of testing of hypothesis, those are HOD sir phone చేశారు. Elements of testing of hypothesis, first one is null hypothesis, second one is alternative hypothesis, third one is level of significance, fourth one is test statistics, fifth one is p-value, sixth one is conclusion, last one is power of the test. Is there an association between drinking and lung cancer? Is there any association between drinking and lung cancer? We take the one question. What is the most appropriate and feasible study designed in order to test the above research for the hypothesis? Case control study of smoking and lung cancer. Null hypothesis, there is no association between smoking and lung cancer, that is P1 equals to P2. Alternative hypothesis, there is smoking kind of association between smoking and lung cancer, that is P1 is not equals to P2. There is no association, there is a smoke kind of association. They have two controversies. One is null hypothesis, there is no association. There is some kind of association in alternative hypothesis. This is the two questions. In the following contingency table, estimate the proportion and odds of drinkers among those who develop lung cancer and those without the disease. Drinkers, yes. Lung cancer cases are 33. No cases are C, 1667. Controls means they have no addiction for smoking or drinking, that is called normal people, that is control. Cases means those group are taking some drinking and smoking, that is cases and controls. Then total cases are 60, total non-cases are 3940. P1 equals to 33 divided by 1700, PT equals to 27 divided by 2300. Odds 1 equals to 33 by 1667, odd 2 equals to 27 divided by 2273. Question: there is a difference between the proportion of drinkers among cases and controls? There is any difference between the proportion of drinkers among cases and controls? Group 1, disease, P1 equals to proportion of drinkers. Group 2, no disease, P2 proportion of drinkers. Test statistic, a statistical statistic which is computed based on the information contained in the sample under the assumption that the null hypothesis is true. The second point is knowledge about the sample distribution of the test statistic is needed in determining the likelihood of observing extreme values for the test statistics in a given situation. Test statistic, a statistical add stick which is computed based on the information contained in the sample under the assumption that the null hypothesis is true. Knowledge about the sample distribution of the test statistic is needed in determining the likelihood of observing extreme values for the test statistics in a given situation. What is the p-value? An indicator which measures the likelihood of observing values as extreme as the one observed based on the sample information, assuming the null hypothesis is true. P-value is also known as the observed level of significance. P-value is also known as the observed level of significance. The level of significance sigma is known as the normal level of significance. Second point, if p-value less than sigma, then we reject the null hypothesis in favor of the alternative hypothesis. Most of statistical packages give p-value in their computer output. Sigma needs to be predetermined, usually 5%. See the type 1 and type 2 errors. Type 1 error is committed when a true null hypothesis is rejected. Sigma is the probability of committing type 1 error. Type 2 error is denoted by beta. Type 2 error is committed when a false null hypothesis is not rejected. A false hypothesis is not rejected. We denote it as beta is the type 2 error. Beta is the probability of committing type 2 error. This is the important slide. Usually based type 1 and type 2 error. Type 1 error is committed when a true null hypothesis is rejected. Sigma is the probability of committing type 1 error. Type 2 error is committed when a false null hypothesis is not rejected. Beta is the probability of committing type 2 error. What is the 2 by 2? Type 1, type 2 errors. How to decide the type 1, type 2 errors? This is the important slide. Null hypothesis one side. Decision made about the validity of null hypothesis is another side. Rejected, not rejected. True, type 1 error. Not rejected, no error. False, no error. Not rejected, that is type 2 error. Here sigma, here beta, type 1 error and type 2 error. What is the power of a test? The power of a test is the probability that a false null hypothesis is rejected. Power of a test. The power of a test is the probability that a false null hypothesis is rejected. Power equals to 1 minus beta, where beta is the probability of committing type 2 error. Where beta is the probability of committing type 2 error. More powerful tests are preferred at the design stage. One should identify the desired level of power in the given situation. More powerful tests are preferred as the design stage. One should identify the desired level of power in the given situation. What is the power of test? Power equals to 1 minus beta, where beta is the probability of committing type 2 error. What are the factors influencing the power? The power of a test is influenced by the magnitude of the difference between the null hypothesis and the true parameter. What is the factors? What are the factors influencing the power of the test? The power of a test influenced by the magnitude of the difference between the null hypothesis. What is the difference? Difference between the means and difference between the power of the statistics, difference between the null hypothesis and the true parameters. Those are the factors including the power of the test. The second point, the power of the test could be improved by increasing the sample size. The power of the test improved, sample size automatically increased. Third point, the power of a test could be improved by increasing sigma. This is very artificial way. What is the minimum required sample size? Usually, a sample size calculation formula from software utilized for the samples. It is extremely important to consult a biostatistician at the design phase to ensure adequate sample is considered for the study. Testing of hypothesis about one population mean H naught equals to mu equals to 16 versus HA mu greater than 16. Sample mean minus hypothesized mean divided by standard error of the mean into sigma by root n. Under the null hypothesis, and when n is large, m greater than 30, the distribution of Z is standard normal. Then p value, then conclusion. This is the session for basic elements of testing of hypothesis. Jyoti Prakash, any doubts? Jyoti Prakash.
Sir.
Any doubts? Any doubts about testing of hypothesis?
No, sir.
Okay, wait. I will take the random attendance. I'm asking some numbers. Say yes or no. Okay. జ్యోతి ప్రకాష్, నేను ర్యాండమ్ గా కొన్ని నెంబర్స్ అడుగుతాను, మీరు ఉన్నారు లేదు చెప్పండి. 84 ఉన్నారా?
సార్ నేనే చెప్పనా సార్?
వద్దొద్దు, నేను 84 అని పిలుస్తాను. ఉంటే ఎస్ చెప్పండి, నేను నెంబర్ చెప్తాను. అటెండెన్స్ నేను ర్యాండమ్ గా పిక్ చేస్తాను. ఏ నెంబర్ చెప్తే ఆ నెంబర్ ఉంటే ప్రెసెంట్, లేదంటే ఆబ్సెంట్. ఓకే
ఓకే.
ఓకే.